No, mate, yeah, not better. Yeah. Yeah.
Just a test to see if our audio feed is working, just a test to see if our audio feed is working. And a second test to see if our second microphone is working. Second test to see if our second microphone is working.
And so here we are at Nethermore for a trial of the proposed audio streaming service, which we hope is coming through loud and clear if you've decided to listen in this afternoon. And just really a quick trial for our own sakes to be able to hear what the sound sounds like. And I have to say I can't hear anything at the moment through my ears, but we will soon find out whether it is. It's going to be a good crowd today by the looks of it. Good conditions for the first game of the season. And I'm sorry, I've just stopped talking to myself because I can start hearing myself back in my ears. And we'll be back on in a minute. Good afternoon and welcome here to Nethermore. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's the first game of the new season, and it's very exciting to be able to trial this new audio stream service through YouTube for Guiseley AFC, and hopefully across the course of the 90 minutes we'll be able to give you live match commentary of the game. Can't promise anything because of course this is just a trial this afternoon, just to really reiterate that, but hopefully for those who are unable to get to the game and living some distance away, this will prove to be a useful commentary this afternoon. I'm not sure the quality as to it, but we'll live and learn over that across the course of the afternoon. And do give us your feedback. We've just posted a link on the Guiseley fans forum, which presumably you've seen if you know that we're on. Any comments back will be greatly appreciated, and we will of course be taking your comments very seriously, because you'll be able to tell us whether it's working or not, and whether there's any sound issues, and of course the quality of the commentary. Well, I can't do much about that, I'm afraid. That's just me. But let's just get down to the serious stuff here. Of course, it is a really crucial game for the Lions this afternoon to kick off and hopefully start a important run to the Skrill North. We'll have to get used to the new sponsor's name this afternoon, and just go through the team lineups. First of all, Solihull Moors. They line up in goal with Jasbir Singh, Michael Nottingham, number 2, Jordan Goff, Jay Denny, Rob Elvins, the captain, Stuart Pierpoint, Peter Till, Reese Fleet, the ever-present danger of Omar Bogle, Ryan Bezic and Daryl Knight. Junior English, Matthew Burley, Aaron Vint, Joel Grandison and Darren Acton are on the bench this afternoon. For the Lions, interesting omission of Phil Marsh. I saw him warming up earlier on with a group of players who've not made the first starting lineup, as was Mark Bauer as well, who's not playing this afternoon. Of course, he's been struggling with injury. Guiseley lineup as follows: Steve Drench, Andy Holdsworth captain, looks like number 2 slot means it's a right back position again for Holdsworth. Reece Maynell at number 3, Jake Scott number 4, of course he signed this week after trialling for the club on last Saturday at Farsley Celtic. Danny Ellis, Jamil Eblay, Jack Rea, Michael Potts, Adam Priestley, Wayne Brooksby, Gavin Rothery, James Burgess, Kyle Harrison, Gavin Rothery's the starting lineup. On the bench, James Burgess, Kyle Harrison, Craig Hobson, Zach Dale and James Montgomery, the new reserve goalkeeper. Joined with me this afternoon on this trial is our internet guru, who's managed to get this up and running this afternoon, which is quite remarkable. It's Nick Keefe.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything? You've got any thoughts on that lineup?
We're just going to see if this microphone's working, to be honest. So I'm just going to get to the end of this sentence, and we'll wait and see if it comes through on YouTube, and then we'll know whether there's any point in me carrying on. We'll try that.
That's fine. Like I say, not exactly the most sophisticated, smooth and slick commentary we can bring you, but hopefully we'll improve this, of course, once this is beyond the trial phase. So, Nick, I'm just waiting for you to give the nod that something's actually working and you can be heard. And a big smile on Nick's face, presume, means that he's heard the feedback of his own voice on the radio for the very first time. But in the meantime, things we can't do much about, just to let you know, are the wind. We haven't got a windsock. I know that sounds ridiculous. We haven't got a sock over the microphone, so you may hear a bit of blow. It's quite windy here at Nethermore this afternoon, but you might hear a bit of blowing in the wind. And everything so far sounds good. So I'm going to ask Nick for his opinion now. What do you think of this starting lineup?
I think it's an interesting lineup. I think this strike partnership of Hobson and Marsh, that was the first one that we thought we were going to be looking at for the season when Hobson was signed at the start of the summer, obviously not chosen for today. So it's really a chance for the lads who the managers said have wanted it in pre-season to stake a claim for a regular first team place.
And we're underway. The referee's blown his whistle, and it's Solihull Moors who are playing in a sort of multicoloured red, black and white striped kit. They're shooting from left to right towards the bowling green end of the ground. And Guiseley in white shirts, dark blue shorts, kicking from right to left towards the railway end of the ground. And already a bit of a battle and competition in there with Holdsworth. Long ball forward here, up towards Ryan Bezic, who goes chasing Jamili Blay. Very cool. The young centre-half signed from York during the pre-season lofts the ball forward up to the halfway line, headed on by Stuart Pierpoint, and then cut out well by Gavin Rothery. Great work there from Rothery to block Michael Nottingham from making any headway down that right-hand side. Nottingham with the throw, lays it back, lofted forward up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed on by Eblay, flicked on there by Scott. A crunching tackle involving Jack Rea has given Solihull a free kick. Just a minute, referee goes across. Rea holds his hands up in apology. It was very late, that. And already Solihull have the first set piece. Nick, that was a good start, wasn't it, from Solihull there in terms of getting the ball forward?
Yeah, absolutely. We're expecting people to come here and really get into us. Everyone knows that guys have made a lot of changes in the closed season, so it'll be interesting to see how this lineup works. Just trying to work out the formation. It looks like a straight 4-4-2, Colin.
Bezic whips the ball into the area, all lost by all of the Guiseley defenders. Eventually Maynell just helps it away, but the ball lofted in there by Bezic with his left boot into the edge of the 6-yard box. Drench seemed to come out, but it bounced kindly for the Lions, but not the most assured start at the back.
Stephen Drench sporting the brave choice of a salmon goalkeeping kit today.
Bright pink. Maybe he's had to do that because the other one would be red, of course. And clash with our visitors' colours. We're just waiting for a throw-in now to Solihull. Bright start from the visitors. Laid back here to Rob Elvins, the captain, on the right-hand side as they attack the Guiseley goal. But Elvins takes a heavy touch, knocks it out, and it's gone behind for a throw-in to the Lions. Rhys Maynell, he's going to take the throw, lofts it forward, up to the halfway line, headed on by Elvins, up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Ellis gets a firm hoof onto it, but it comes back at us with Jordan Goff coming down the left-hand side, charges through, goes past, skips through three, challenges the left-back into the penalty area, takes a shot, a tremendous strike. It has to be said, a superb goal from Jordan Goff, but not the start that Guiseley wanted. Goff just wandered through the defence, beating everyone to it, and a firm drive from him gives the lead. It's Guiseley 0, Solihull Moors 1.
Well, it's not the goal that you'd like to see start of the season from a Guiseley point of view, but if that's the standard of opposition we're going to be facing, what a fantastic goal. Steve Kitcher could be furious that they stood off him and let him go through them like that.
To be honest, I'm not sure I'm much happier than he will be. That was too easy, really, surely, for a left-back just to go wandering. He picked the ball up, not kidding you, in his own half. I mean, it was real sort of the distance that Maradona picked the ball up, isn't it, in the 86 World Cup. He just waltzed through. I mean, there wasn't the same level of skill, was there, though? He was ghosted past them rather too easily. Now, ball forward immediately for Guiseley as they go in search of a response. A goal down within the first 3 minutes here at Nethermore. Listening to this experimental broadcast on YouTube for Guiseley's new audio channel, which we hope is working. We want your feedback, so post your comments on the forum. Ball goes across into the area, another shot comes in, this time Daryl Knights with the left foot. Solihull Moors well and truly on top in the opening 5 here, and Guiseley struggling to contain the visitors at the moment, really, and haven't set their own stride whatsoever, have they, Nick? Nick's not responding to me at the moment, but I don't think he's quite on the same level of the feed as I am, but nonetheless, a huge tackle in there from Rothery on Michael Nottingham. Nottingham's down, injured. Rothery keeps going down the left-hand side. Played in here by Priestley. Rothery just unable to get onto that ball. Knocked out by Reese Fleet, and it's gone behind for a throw-in. There's a huge amount of wind, so we do apologise if there is any blowing around on the microphone. We will get that resolved for future broadcasts. But
yeah, sorry about that, Colin. I was listening to our YouTube feed. You sound in fine voice and in very windy voice too.
No doubt, not a little like Alan Partridge, but less said about that the better, eh?
What do you reckon then? Is this a real injury or is this a stop the momentum injury here.
I got the impression it was a firm tackle. He might have twisted his ankle, I thought, as he went down to the ground. I think it was more genuine than you've got past me and I'll see if he can get you to put the ball out. But Nottingham, he looks like he'll be okay, doesn't he? Just a few wafts of the magic spray, and I'm sure he'll be hopping around like a sprightly young man. Of course, one of the things that I did think with this lineup, one thing we have lacked in the whole of the pre-season has been continuity, hasn't it, in terms of the team that we put out?
It'd be interesting to see if this really is the continuity, because we're looking at Andy Holt here going over from the bench, playing at right back with the captain's armband, and it'd be interesting to see if that's where he's actually going to spend the season. We know he prefers to play in midfield, but we do seem to have signed an awful lot of midfielders in the last few weeks.
I quite like the look of Biggie Johnson actually when he came on.
Quick. It seems very quick.
Back underway here. Reece Main lays the ball back here to Guiseley. Squares it to Ellis on the halfway line. Everybody in the Solihull half though. Good ball from Ellis. Finds Holdsworth. Good little ball in here to Jack Rea. Rea tries to get it into Brooksby. Brooksby can't turn in the penalty area. And in the end, Solihull get it clear and out into touch for a throw taken by Holdsworth. Guys are now beginning to turn the screw a little bit. Ball knocked out into touch. Holdsworth will launch this one into the penalty area, I imagine.
Yeah, no big men going forward, no centre backs going up into the box just yet.
Not a real height in the team, to be fair.
No.
Takes a throw into Rea. Great touch there from Potts. Knocks it on. Solihull clear their line. Ebley coolly gets ahead of Bogle. He's the one to go stooping in front of Bogle in a competition to win the ball, but Ebley did show his cool. And guys who win a throw. Beginning to settle now after their early nerves. It's a goal to Solihull though. That is the difference between the two sides. And it's Jordan Goff who scored somewhat of a great goal really. Charging forward from his own half from left back. Blasting the ball home with his left foot inside the 18-yard box. Giving Steve Dredge no chance, but Steve Dredge was furious probably that his side didn't defend it better. He put a tackle in on the left back as he paraded forward. Ball out for a throw to Solihull now. The guys he attacked didn't really come to anything. And we hope that you are picking up if you've decided to tune in to the feed. Here on Guys' new audio feed. We'll be looking for feedback. Any comments welcome whatsoever. If you can get a better commentator, that's fine. But we hope technically the stream is coming through loud and clear. As it is, Solihull are on top at the moment and coming forward once again. Bogle dispossessed by Jack Rea. Rea steps up from just the edge of the 18-yard box, puts the ball forward. Cut out here by Jordan Goff. Cut down the left flank once again, looking to get one of his runs going. We'll be delighted with the goal. Darryl Hines tries to make his way down the left-hand side. Is that me? We're back on. Sorry about that technical situation. I unplugged the microphone. There we go. The quality you're going to get here. We will work out better scenarios, but a great opportunity just there for Priestley, who went in there and got round the back line and almost got a goal after a fantastic ball forward. Very cool from Priestley. Ball comes in and goes over everyone and behind, and it was Wayne Brooksby who whips it in. And I've just realised on our team sheet we seem to have an error, and we have Priestley and Brooksby, if I'm right, if my ageing eyes are incorrect, the wrong numbers on.
I think it's the first time I've seen Brooksby as an out-and-out striker actually. We've seen him on the right inside forward sort of position in a 4-3-3, but it's the first time I think we've seen him as one of a front two in a 4-4-2.
Picks up the ball once again now. Brooksby plays it out wide here to Andy Holdsworth. Andy Holdsworth square to Scott. Scott loses out, and Guiseley now have to defend. Goff brings it over the halfway line. Long ball forward, up here looking for Bogle. He can't get on it. Good header there from Jack Rea, and he wins the foul at the same time, and is not happy about that whatsoever. So we've had, by my reckoning, although I don't have my stopwatch to hand, 11 minutes gone in this game. Guiseley trailing by a goal to nil. The start we wanted, but the Lions coming back into it in the last 5 minutes or so, and now beginning to press. Could have been that on level terms when Priestley rounded the goalkeeper but couldn't hit the target. Quick start here from Rothery. Plays it square here. Bezic wins the ball, plays it into Eblay. Square now to Ellis. Ellis out wide now to Holdsworth on the halfway line. Holdsworth on the right hand side lays a short one into Jack Rea on the right flank, and it's beyond Priestley, and it's gone behind for a throw-in.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame we were without coverage for Guiseley's first real chance of the game. But other than that, Solihull look well organised. They look prepared to get bodies back on the ball. So they're to be patient if they want to get back on level terms.
Did well, did Solihull last year. For a while they looked like relegation favourites, and they got that victory against us. I remember the game. We went down to Solihull and were beaten 2-0, I think, on the day. It was a real smash and grab. You know, guys, they could have and perhaps should have put the game to bed earlier on, but looked a bit leggy. And Solihull, since that match, went on quite a good run. Could have been contenders for the playoffs at one point. You know, had they not had such a woeful start. So it's a good side that they've put together.
Certainly no pushovers.
And just wait, the ball launched into the cricket field. But Solihull Moors are now coming forward now with Ryan Bezic. He lays it back to Daryl Knights, and Knights watches it go out. It's taken a deflection off a Guiseley man, so it will be a throw-in to Solihull. They get the ball to the edge of the area. Bogle turns on the back of the 18-yard box, lays it back, plays it out wide now here to Till. Till down the right-hand side, the overlapping fullback Nottingham gets the ball into the area. Good foot from Danny Ellis to get it away. Till back into the area once again. Guiseley having to fast hard, and then a shot comes in from the edge of the area by Ryan Bezic. Didn't have that much power. Steve Drench managed to get down well and get a firm clutch of the ball. Long one forward.
We need to check the naming thing with Drench, because I've seen him say he's definitely Stephen and not Stephen, yet here he is on our Guiseley official team sheet as Steve. So we'll double check that with him. Maybe you get an interview with him after the game, Colin.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Can't even get the numbers right at the moment. But Bogle's coming down here onto the touchline. He's made a tremendous run, plays the ball back, looks for Reece Fleet. It's just behind him. Fleet battles hard, wins the ball once again. In here to Denny. Denny out wide now to Till. Till on the right hand side, shadowed by Maynell, goes towards the touchline, cuts back, plays the ball into the area once again. Huge amount of effort required from Danny Ellis to head the ball upfield, up towards the edge of the centre circle, inside the Guiseley half. One back, and then played forward by Solihull before they opt to go all the way back to Jasbir Singh in the Solihull goal. And he's got the ball at his feet, and Solihull, after being under a bit of pressure, are now beginning to venture forward once again into the Lions' territory. Woeful ball there from Singh.
I think this is an interesting defensive pairing here with Danny Ellis and Jamil Eblay. You get the impression Jamil's a young lad who's got all the ability, and maybe having the older head, the experienced head alongside him could really bring on the mental side of his game over the course of this season. And of course, he's got a lot of pace, which maybe is somewhere that Danny Ellis isn't at his strongest. So it could be quite a complementary pairing.
Yeah, it does look promising at the moment, though. They've just been caught out here by Omar Bogle down the left-hand side. He goes to the touchline. Ellis shadows him, holds him up. Bogle shows a good bit of footwork, gets the ball into the area, bounces off Jack Rea, or in fact, I think it was Jack Rea, and then just touches the edge of the upright and goes out behind for a corner. Almost an own goal there.
Yeah, we don't want the first Guiseley goal of the season to be an own goal.
Not a great start here from the Lions. A goal behind. They've almost turned the ball in their own net. The best chance for the Lions falling to Adam Priestley. getting on the end of a good long ball forward, turned the goalkeeper, but turned the ball past the upright at the other end. The corner's taken short, then whipped in, actually far too high. There's way beyond the 18-yard box, and eventually it's cleared. There's a heck of a wind here today. Till takes it down, turns past Rothery. Rothery gets a bit of him, but enough of the ball to knock it out into touch. And Guiseley are now going to have to defend another throw-in, and it's the goal scorer Jordan Goff who comes forward. Let us know your feedback if you have any feedback whatsoever. We'll be listening to your comments, reading them all at half time, I dare say, checking the quality as to what it is to broadcast here. Ball forward here by Rhys Maynell, and goes out into touch. Hopefully more of you will join us this afternoon for this experimental broadcast. Guiseley AFC Radio here on YouTube. And at the moment, though, the scoreline's not what we want. The Lions are trailing by a 1-0.
No, and we are just asking the social media lads along the bench here to tweet the address, so hopefully we'll get one or two more ears on this, get them the opportunity to tell us how it's coming across. It sounds alright from where we are, but it'd be interesting to know if it's coming across loud and clear to you guys at home. We understand with YouTube as well that this will work on your mobile devices and anywhere you care to listen to it, and the whole transcript, the whole copy of the commentary will be on YouTube after the game for anybody who wants to put themselves through this all over again.
I'm not sure I would. Here we go down the left-hand side here. Brooksby plays it square now to Rhea. Rhea trying to get things going. Criticised last week for his performance. It looks like he's put in a fairly sound performance so far in the opening 20, but it's not helped Guiseley get a foothold in this game.
I think that was Michael Potts, Colin. I think that was Michael Potts playing in number 8. I think this is Jack Rhea over on the right of midfield, which is not where you'd expect to spot him usually, but...
No, I think it's a 4-2-3-1, I think.
Yeah.
See, we haven't really had time to work things out. We've been so wrapped up in technical stuff. But,
we've definitely got Jake Scott and Michael Potts here sitting in the middle.
Yeah,
and Jack Ray has been out there on the right for the most part. Wayne Brooksby seems to have come over to the left.
I'm going to have to argue with that, actually.
Oh, yeah?
I'm pretty sure Jack Rhea is still sort of sitting in front of the back four. With Scott. I think he's one of the two holding midfielders. Anyway, we'll see as it goes along. Well, you may be right.
I'm not. He's not literally hugging the touchline.
Yeah, he's out right now here to prove Nick's point. Anyway, guys are now come forward here. You're right.
I would hate for our experimental broadcast to end in an argument here, Colin.
No, you're absolutely right.
Let's be professional. They're similar heights.
I'm afraid the team
both
sheet
playing
is
midfield.
badly letting us down today. And I'm so concentrating on what we're doing here. I'm not really concentrating on the same. But you're absolutely right. Potts number 8. Jack Rhea is not out there. I'm making up. Anyway, we'll continue. You can just lay into me via the social media
Similar heights.
and forum. Nick's well versed in that, so I'm sure many of you can also join in. Needless to say, we continue. And at the moment, Guiseley almost with an opportunity to break through there as Priestley goes towards the edge of the area. But now a quick counter-attack here. Omar Bogle on the edge of the 18-yard box into the penalty area, shadowed well here by Holdsworth. Bogle, though, does get to the touchline, gets a shot away, but just over the crossbar. It's taken a deflection. It's going to be another Solihull Moors corner.
Two speculative long balls there. One on the ground for Guiseley, and then as soon as that didn't work, the clearance breaking straight through on the edge of the Guiseley area at the other end. And they're going to have to be switched on because if Solihull get a second here, it's going to take a lot to get back into this.
Guiseley trailing by that Jordan Goff goal, scored after only 3 minutes, a marauding run forward, but they're now having to defend a corner here, 20 minutes gone. Here on Guiseley AFC Radio, the corner comes in, headed away well. up towards the edge of the 18-yard box by Reece Maynell, but comes straight back at us. Jay Denny gets the ball into the area, flicked away by Holdsworth. An offside flag is up, and Guiseley can breathe again. They need to do something spectacular really to get back into this game at the moment. They've had one or two sort of half chances in the opening 20, but the Moors have definitely had the better of the opening forays into this game. And square from Scott in here to Ria, playing on the right hand side of midfield. Michael Potts goes forward and is on the edge of the area, scrapping away with Reese Fleet. Picked up now by Priestley on the edge of the 18-yard box, hugging the touchline. Can't make his way through. The ball launched forward and then nodded back by Ellis. And Ebley collects the ball from Drench after Ellis makes the header back to the goalkeeper. Picked up now by Jake Scott inside their own half. Reece Maynell in left back, comes over the halfway line, plays a nice 1-2 with Brooksby, but can't get the ball up to Priestley, who was looking for it on the edge of the 18-yard box. And at last, Omar Bogle's been caught offside.
I think Jake Scott's playing as a very, very deep holding midfielder, actually. He seems to be the only one that far deep. I don't think he's gone out of our half an awful lot in the first 25 minutes.
It is a very curious lineup, and I can't work it out actually, as you say. It's difficult. It's almost like a diamond four, I think, in the middle.
Yeah.
Ria
right.
and Potts, and then Rothery at the spearhead, the diamond, and then, like you say, Scott at the defensive mid. Good clearance there from Ebley, as once again the Moors come forward. Nottingham. He takes the ball down. It's picked up here by Elvins. Cool defending, good movement here from Solihull as they come out of their own half now with Jordan Goff, the goal scorer. It's cut out his pal by Andy Holdsworth, and it goes all the way back to Pierpoint, all the way back to Jasbir Singh, and then out here to Jay Denny. Guiseley tried to win the ball back here. Ria gets ahead of his man, helps the ball back to Holdsworth, still on the halfway line, up towards Rothery. Rothery's taken down, but nothing given by the referee. And then Bezic wins possession back. Rothery still on the ground, clutching his ankle. Nothing at all from referee today, David Richardson. And the ball goes all the way back to Singh. And if you've just joined in, this is an experimental, our first ever trial broadcast of Guiseley AFC Radio, and it's going out on YouTube, and we hope it's working. We hope technically it sounds reasonable. It's all been a bit of a bodge job, it has to be said, today, so there'll be some things that won't sound so good. It's very windy here. I expect you may get some sounds of wind against microphones that aren't really prepared for the wind, but
do you want to explain exactly how shoestring this is, Colin? I mean, what are you talking into right now?
I don't really know, to be honest. It's a digital recorder at the moment I'm talking into, but we hope it's coming through loud enough, clear enough.
No, it's the 21st century brilliance of a USB dictaphone and an iPhone hands-free kit. So we are open for sponsorship. Speak to Katie Brooksbank, katie.brooksbank@guiseleyafc.co.uk if you're interested in that, and with somebody's help out there, we'll get some headsets that'll work out here.
Nonetheless, Guiseley come forward once again. Guiseley on the back foot once again, comes down the left-hand side. Daryl Knights gets the ball into the area, cut out well by Ellis, and then a shot comes back in. Poorly directed, actually. I think it was Daryl Knights in the end who got the left-footed drive well wide, but no threat really that time on Drench's goal. Drench comes across to collect the throw-in from Reece Maynell, and he lofts the ball forward up to Brooksby. Can't control, it's just not sticking up there for Guiseley at the moment. Good header though from Potts, helped on by Ria. Up towards Priestley. Priestley turns. He's brought down, and for a minute it didn't look like the referee David Richardson was going to give that free kick, but he did. And a chance now for Guiseley to work up a set piece and get this ball into the area. Could be good territory, I would think, for James Burgess this if he was on the field. As it is, we haven't got much in the way of height. Danny Ellis and Jamil Blake do go forward for this, and it's going to be Well, it's Maynell actually who takes it short to Holdsworth. Changes the angle, gets a good ball into the area. Well held though by Jasbir Singh. A good cross in there from Andy Holdsworth. Just a little poke to him from Rhys Maynell. Just changed the angle, and with the big men on the edge of the 6-yard box, it was a good delivery and well watched by the goalkeeper.
There's definitely the potential to look at James Burgess or Craig Hobson. It does look like we need someone who's going to get into these centre halves a little bit more. Pierpoint and Rob Elvins, very well organised, very physical, and Priestley and Brooksby not getting much change out of them at the moment.
As it is, a long ball goes forward, chased down by Priestley, cleared by Singh, who were not really under much threat. Big physical side of Solihull, but they're also playing some good football as well. Bogle inside the centre half, cut out there by Potts. A good ball forward now here. Finds Till on the right hand flank. He's got bodies in the area if he can find them. Gets the ball across the edge of the 6-yard box. Out comes Steve Drench. A luminous pink top. Hands pluck the ball out of the air ahead of the head of Bogle. And now Guiseley start another attack here. It's Rothery. Runs at the back 4 for once. Gets a good ball in here. Finds Priestley, but he's offside. Much disgruntlement around Nethermore that the linesman maybe didn't quite get that right. Michael Gillespie over there on the far side. It's good movement there from Rothery, and if Priestley was offside, it would be disappointing from the perspective of getting himself in that position in that move. Rothery intercepts, plays it back to Maynell. In here to Brooksby. Brooksby lays it back here to Rhys Maynell. Maynell plays a good ball forward. Brooksby stands on the ball just at the crucial moment. Good ball there from Maynell, but Brooksby looks frustrated with himself for doing so. Played well. And Guiseley now have another opportunity. A throw in about level with the 18-yard box on the near side here. On the left-hand side as Guiseley attack this Solihull Moors goal. Short into Potts. Potts this time plays it into Rothery. Rothery out here to Scott. Scott into Holdsworth. Holdsworth is beaten to it. Then the ball goes up here to Bogle. Bogle collects it under pressure from Eblay. Eblay with a good tackle on him. Finds Potts. Potts goes forward now. And again is pressurised under the ball by Jay Denny, and now a chance for a counter-attack. Till goes running down this right-hand side. He's got the option on the right-hand side of Nottingham. Nottingham is on the end of a very heavy ball challenge from Maynell. Maynell picks the ball up, bounces it on the ground, looks at the referee appealingly, as if to say, look, I've got the ball there.
I think he looks too appealing.
Referee's not having any of it. 28 minutes gone here, and at the moment it's Guiseley who trail by 1-0. The goal coming on 3 minutes. Jordan Goff, a mazy run forward into the 18-yard box, blasted it home. And Guiseley now have to defend a free kick that comes back level with the 18-yard box here on the right-hand side of Solihull Moors. Attack the Guiseley goal. It's distributed well in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Punch from Drench. Gets it away only as far as Till. Till into the area. Under pressure from Jack Rea. But knowing nod there from Nick, as I finally identify the players correctly.
Jackpot.
The ball goes into the area once again, and a little nod down there from Stuart Pierpoint. Doesn't find anyone. Solihull Moors keep this pressure going though. Guys, you need to counter-attack. A chance of a sniff of a counter-attack there for Brooksby, but well cut out, has to be said by Ryan Bezic. Watched the ball well as a loose one came towards him. Solihull Moors win the throw as well. All things are going their way at the moment. They're earning it though, it has to be said. Reece Fleet now on the left-hand side, under pressure from Rea. Plays it square to Daryl Knights. Knights forward to the edge of the 18-yard box. Potts and Ellis getting each other's way. Ellis gets the clearance, but it's returned immediately. Till on the edge of the area, nods it down, flicked on here towards Bogle, and eventually Scott gets a foot in there and gets it away. Guiseley win the throw. No, they don't. The referee and the linesman change their mind, and it's oh no, it's not. It is indeed still a Guiseley throw, but the referee indicated the other, linesman indicated the other way, and I think it was just to say it was too short or taken from the wrong place. Pathetic from Guiseley that, to be fair. A throw in, knocked straight back out, into touch by Jake Scott, and the Lions have conceded possession on the halfway line to Solihull once again. Frustrating first half hour here at Nethermore. Guiseley trailing by 1-0 to Solihull. Here with Momar Bogle now, goes down to the touchline. Cut out by Ellis. Bogle twists and turns. Looks behind him. Plays it into Goff. Goff gets a great ball into the area. A touch on by Peter Till on the edge of the 6-yard box. Picked out well by Steve Drench. Long ball forward, all the way back to the goalkeeper, Singh. Just nothing really sticking this last period, is there, Nick?
No, I mean, guys, they've had possession, but they just don't look like breaking through in the final third.
Just don't look like really holding the ball up in the area. Now, Solihull's time to be aggrieved about a throw-in, because there's a throw-in to Guiseley just inside the Solihull half, or actually on the halfway line, that Andy Holdsworth will take.
No, this is new, Colin. I've never sat up here before, but you can watch the cricket from up here as well. Should we let people know when it's safe to go and get a drink at the bar, or when they're going to be in for the teas?
That's one of my favourite aspects of the ground, to be honest. You can sit and watch the cricket in the summer. I like it when the bowling's on the other side.
Yeah,
it's a real sort of, Lowry scene for me.
I would take the cricket over this right now. It's not been desperately positive so far.
Yeah, well, this one Guiseley side scoring, it has to be said. The Lions haven't looked too much like it. Maynell, though, might change that. He plays the ball forward, looking for Priestley. Priestley's running a line up there, but not getting much service. It's coming back here to Peter Till, and Till comes down the right-hand side. He's got Bogle inside him. Opts to cut inside. He lays it back out here to Bogle. And then Bogle lays it square now to Bezic. Cut out well by Potts, and then brilliantly picked up here by Brooksby. Nice ball here to Priestley. Priestley down the left-hand side. Starts to run at the back four, but it's well taken off him by Elvins too easily. Launched forward, but it's going to go all the way back to Steve Drench. One of the few forays forward that we've seen from this Guiseley side in the opening periods of this match. 32 minutes gone, Guiseley 0, Solihull Moors 1. The goal coming on 3 minutes from Jordan Goff. And it was quite some goal really, but a little bit too weakly given away, I'm sure, from Steve Drench's perspective. Now Guiseley have a free kick. It's Jack Rear who's pulled over. Could be about 10-12 yards from the edge of the 18-yard box, right on the angle of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side.
Rhys Maynell's jogging over for a look at this.
They changed the angle a little bit, didn't they, last time when Maynell stepped over it? I wonder if he'll distribute this one this time. Referee looks to get the wall back the 10 yards. 1-0 here to Solihull Moors. This would be a good time for Guiseley to get back into the game. And Maynell looks to distribute, plenty of bodies into the area, gets the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Not the greatest distribution, the greatest ball into the area. Plucked out of the air by Jasbir Singh, and he plays the ball immediately to Bogle. Holdsworth, well, he shows his experience, just stands across Bogle as he goes forward, and actually rather disappointingly then stands on the ball at the wrong time and gives position.
Is that our first commentator's curse of the new season, Colin?
It was, yeah. There'll be plenty more to come, I'm sure. Now Daryl Knights has come forward on the left-hand side for Solihull. Lays it back here to Goff. Goff plays it into the area. Nobody's going to get on the end of it. It's gone behind for a goal kick. 34 minutes gone. 1-0 to Solihull. It's cold.
Yeah.
I don't think I've worn the right clothes for today. I'm shivering away. And
I'm not sure a 10-year-old New York Giants jersey was the right choice either. It looked like summer when I came out.
You weren't expecting to be on co-commentary duty, I'm sure, Nick. Listening to an experimental broadcast going out over YouTube today of what we hope will be a regular Guiseley audio stream from the ground, Guiseley AFC radio.
And I think we'd both be lying if we said we were expecting to do 90 minutes of commentary when we arrived at the ground today, but it seems to be working. And look, there's more than just us listening. I'm not going to tell you how few, but there are people other than just my laptop listening to this broadcast, and goodness knows what they make of it. But at the moment, we've got the world's tallest right back down here in front of us. It's not a perspective trick. He is about 6'6", and see what his long throw's like. Nottingham
takes a throw on the halfway line. It's up to the halfway line here with Gavin Rothery. Picks the ball up, plays it square to Rhea, and then Potts looks to play it left instead of forward, and Guiseley just knocking the ball inside their own half at the moment, just trying to work their way into the Solihull half. In the end, it's a long ball forward by Scott. Takes a flick off the head of a Solihull man. I think he might have earned a corner there out of that. cheaply gained corner for Guiseley, but we'll take that. An opportunity to whip the ball in and get an equaliser. There've been a premium in this first 35 minutes. The goal coming as early as 3 minutes from Jordan Goff, and after that, Guiseley, well, they've struggled to impress. They've had a couple of half chances. Adam Priestley had the best. He knocked the ball past the left upright. They've got a corner here, though. It's whipped into the edge of the 6-yard box, flicked away by Pierpoint, and it's going to go behind for another throw. Potts comes forward to take the throw. He's left it for Rhys Maynell. And Guiseley now need to get some bodies in the area here. Maynell tries to launch the ball in. Cut out well by Ryan Bezic.
Solihull with everybody back as far as their own area here.
It's true, actually. There's not an outlet at the moment for them, is there? Omar Bogle's wandering forward. They'll be pleased with their work in the first half. Laid back here to Maynell. Maynell into Rothery. Rothery tries to chip it forward. Hoisted away. Here for Danny Ellis. Ellis heads it back to Drench. Drench under pressure from Bogle, does get a good foot on it. One thing you can rely from the goalkeeper. Then the header goes forward. They're waiting for the offside against Bogle, but Ryan Bezic came charging forward between them all. He wasn't offside. He gets the ball. And then a good foot in there from Holdsworth. And then it's left, given straight back to Bezic inside the edge of the 18-yard box. And Jack Rea has to recover the ball well.
He recovered well there.
Much disgruntlement, as you can probably hear from Nethermore with that. A long ball forward up towards Priestley. Has lost out. Rea wins the ball now here. Plays it into Rothery. Into Scott. Scott doesn't make a good connection, so Maynell has to come back. Scott on the halfway line. Plays it square. Well, gives the ball away. And it's another chance now for Solihull to hold up possession and try and get the ball forward. Looks like there's been a wicket in the cricket. And I can say that as a distraction because it's a rather aimless ball that goes all the way back to Steve Drench. And of course, we'll be bringing you the second half, we hope, as well, with this broadcast.
Well, I'm on the Twitter at the moment, Colin, and we're getting some positive feedback. We're hearing from Tommy Broadwell and Ryan Mawson saying we're coming through loud and clear, that it sounds all right. Sorry we can't bring you anything better in terms of football, but glad that it seems to be working, really. This was only ever an experiment.
A real last-minute botch it and Scarpa job.
As it seems our formation today might be as well.
Thanks, guys, anyway, for your tweets. It really does help us, actually, to know that you can listen, can pick it up. It's not a pretty picture on the pitch at the moment, but we're pretty pleased if this is going to work, because that means home and away we'll be able to bring the best part of the season for you with live audio commentary, and it's going to start hopefully improving here with Wayne Brooksby. Takes a shot from distance. Good 20 yards from goal there. He had 2 or 3 players around him, got a good right-footed drive on it. Well held there by Jasbir Singh, though. The first sign of some Guiseley threat for some time.
And I think this is what the fans will want to see. It's Guiseley players showing some intent, really trying to get forward. There's a lot of very neat passing in midfield, a lot of good possession. And in that final third, you're just looking for someone to take control, take the initiative and really have a go, because we've got some quick players up front against some tall defenders, and you just want to see if they've got the edge on them for pace.
Long ball forward goes out into touch from Singh, and it's now a throw-in that will be taken here by Maynell. Maynell from left back launches it forward, picked up now by Jay Denny on the halfway line. Square here to Jordan Goff, the goal scorer. Scored after just 3 minutes. Frustratingly walking through the Guiseley defence. Now Solihull get another good ball into the area. Safe hands there from Steve Drench. And he's got the ball, looking for an outlet. Finds Rhys Maynell. Maynell up towards the halfway line. Has to go back to Eblay as we head towards a break. And Guiseley have another 5 minutes with which they two could hopefully get the ball back. Good tackling here from Potts just on the edge of the centre circle. Well won back though from Solihull. And good tackling again from Gavin Rothery. Keeps Guiseley in possession here. Brooksby wins the ball, lays it back here to Maynell. Maynell has options in short in Brooksby. Good ball in here to Potts. Potts turns on the ball, doesn't have options to go forward. Mainel helps it on to Rothery. Good ball down here the left-hand side. Rothery out here to Priestley. Priestley's touch is loose. Doesn't get the control, but somehow keeps it in. And in the end, actually wins a free kick, I think.
That might have been a sympathy one.
Is that a free kick, or did the referee throw for a throw?
No,
it's a throw.
It's a
throw. The ball had just gone out. Didn't quite see the linesman here on the near side indicate, but Brooksby whips the ball in with his right foot. Hopeless. One thing I have to say in defence of the players is there is a swirling wind today. And I can't quite tell. It's sometimes a bit deceptive when you sat up here which way the wind is actually on the pitch, because it swirls around with inside the stand. But it doesn't seem to be helping either side particularly. That ball whipped through the air from Brooksby and went all the way to the goalkeeper. It's been charitable. Goff now with the ball for Solihull.
We've seen some neat passing there. It's a good possession from Guiseley down here on the left-hand side going forward. About sort of 10, 15 passes, all quite short, all quite 2-3 touch passing. And maybe that's the way they're going to do this. Instead of passing sideways and instead of knocking it into the channels, maybe build a little bit more patiently, but just get it a bit more in a forward direction. Less lateral passing.
Leebay's gone back. I'm not sure they quite had the incisiveness in the passing, to be honest, for me. We've come forward, but just lacked a sort of ability to create something.
As I say that, there he goes down into the channel. Defender wins the race.
Left ball, just a long ball forward. Well won there by Wayne Brooksby. Down the left channel after a long ball here from Ebley. Rothery lays it back now to Mainel. Mainel and Rothery combine well down this left-hand side. Then into Mainel. Mainel back here to Ebley. Ebley square to Ellis. Ellis out wide here to Scott. And then it's won now by Rhea into Holdsworth. Holdsworth gets it on the touchline, lays it back under pressure to Ellis. Did well to hold on to the ball, to be fair. He was under tremendous pressure, was Andy Holdsworth. And he plays it out wide now to Jamil Ebley. Ebley comes over the halfway line. Impressive young centre half. Ebley, good partnership so far with Danny Ellis. And then it's won by Brooksby, and Brooksby gets a late challenge on him. And he'll win a free kick here. And this is a chance now for Guiseley to get some of the centre half forward, and maybe a ball whipped into the area. Square here from Goff into the feet of Scott. Guys, he don't really look to get the ball into the area. They seem to play it back. It's back here to Scott. Scott falls over, and it's won by Fleet. Taken all the way up to Danny Ellis. Guys, he still have players forward. It's a good distribution here from Drench, looking out for Rothery. Cut out well there by Nottingham. And then down this right-hand side goes Till once more for Solihull. Goes down there looking to get past Mainel. Mainel blocks off his run. And then Drench, he's beaten to it by Bogle, who just puts the ball into the back of the net. Drench had the ball, but he was robbed by Omar Bogle. Most uncharacteristic. The pass back didn't give him much. And then Drench was robbed by the big striker. And Guiseley have got themselves a second goal behind. It's now Guiseley 0, Solihull Moors 2.
Well, there's no accounting for that, Colin. I mean, we've watched Stephen Drench here several seasons. We know he doesn't make mistakes like that, and just had a complete brain freeze with the ball at his feet. He's tried to coolly go around the striker and just been caught napping. That's the sort of goal that really makes the manager and the coaches frustrated, because it's a complete nothing goal. It shouldn't have been given away.
Tough lines that for Guiseley now, because 2 goals down before the break. You'd fancy that Solihull Moors have got victory in their sights at the moment. Long ball forward here. Wayne Brooksby goes looking for it. Changes must be in the offing at the break, I would have thought. It's not really worked in this first 45 for the Lions. By my reckoning, just a couple of seconds to go before the half time, but I haven't seen how long the additional time the referee has added, so we'll just have to wait and see that. But in the meantime, they come forward to Solihull. They might be looking for a third before the break. Ebley steps across, launches it into the Guiseley half. Picked up here by Elvins. Elvins lays it into the feet of Goff. The left back comes forward, lays it square here to number 11, Daryl Knights, and then a very late tackle there from Scott. Brings him down. I think the referee's going to have a word with Scott. It's not really worked for him, has it? I think Jake Scott this first half. He's
been very tidy. He's covered a very small area of the pitch. I think if you're looking for a player to compare the role to, it'd be kind of a Claude Makelele type. But I'm afraid I don't think the passes have gone anywhere useful. In fairness, what we can say though is Solihull have not had that many chances. So Guiseley have defended reasonably well. We've had one freak goal, we've had one freak nearly a goal, and then we've had a disastrous wonder goal at the beginning. Other than that, there's not been many chances, and you just get the impression that it's not really the defence that's the problem here at the moment.
Well, there you go. The whistle goes. The referee calls time on the first half. It's been a very disappointing first half from a Guiseley perspective. We're delighted that we got on air, but in terms of the actual football, 2 goals have undone the Lions in the first 45, put the match firmly in Solihull Moors' favour. Jordan Goff for the first on 3 minutes. A marauding run coming in from his own half. The left back charged through 3 or 4 challenges, got into the 18-yard box, blasted the ball home with his left foot. And then just before the break, a real killer blow for the Lions. Omar Bogle dispossessing Steve Trench when the ball was passed back to him at his feet. Robbed. And then a neat finish from Bogle, just put it into the empty net at an awkward angle. But those 2 goals have really put the 3 points firmly in Solihull Moors' hands as it stands. And a tough ask for Steve Kittrick at the break.
It's going to be a big ask to get back into this from here, Colin. Yeah, they're going to have to come out and they're going to need a goal, I would think, in the first 5 or 10 minutes after half time to give the crowd a chance to get behind them. And make it seem like there's a chance that they might get back into this. And they've got to be looking for at least a point here. But from 2-0 down and not having made the chances, it's going to be a big ask. And it'll be interesting to see what he does with the shape and what he does with the lineup, if anything, at half time, to try and change the way that the game is panning out.
It's diamond shape in midfield for me. Doesn't look like it's working at the moment in the way that I'm sure that he would have wanted it to.
Well, when you've got that shape, you're relying on your fullbacks to give you width. You're relying on them to get forward, and neither Andy Holdsworth nor Reece Maynell has really got much further forward than past the halfway line at any point other than set pieces. And so if they're going to get anything from this, you'd imagine they're going to need the support of the fullbacks, as maybe the support of the wind as well that we're experiencing here. Wouldn't be bad to have a bit of that going for us in the second half. And maybe just sort out who's doing what in that midfield forward. An awful lot of central midfielders. No one's quite sure. Apart from Jake Scott, no one seems to be exactly sure what they're supposed to be doing. And maybe a bit of guidance or a change to a flat midfield at half time might give us a bit more impetus, a bit more shape. Just a bit of anything would be quite nice at the moment.
Well, dismal first 45. We hope for a better second 45. We hope you're coming through loud and clear. Keep the feedback coming as we've joined us here on this experimental broadcast. But I think for now, we'll go and get a cup of tea and call it break and be back for the second half.
Yeah, so the plan will be, we'll go offline for about 10 minutes now. The stream will carry on, but you won't hear anything, so don't panic that it's blank. And reckon about 4 o'clock, 4:05, we should be back with you for the second half.
Excellent. Welcome back to Nethermore for the second half of our experimental broadcast here at Guiseley for the game between Guiseley and Solihull Moors, the opening game of this season. Guiseley trailing by 2-0 at half time, and have made a substitution at the break as we've just got back underway. And it's on is James Burgess, the frontman, replaces Jake Scott. So we'll have a rejig in the formation, which I'm sure we'll come to. In the meantime, Guiseley have just conceded a free kick as Potts was judged to have just knocked Ryan Bezic in the face. I don't think there was much malice intended, but there was more of a coming together. And the 2 goals really have been, well, substantially very disappointing, I think, from a Guiseley perspective. Jordan Gough in the first half on 3 minutes, he just waltzed through the team from left back inside his own half, never really received a decent challenge, and blasted the ball home from inside the 18-yard box with a left-footed drive. And then just before the break, pass back to Steve Drench. Drench had the ball at his feet, but didn't see Omar Bogle coming down firmly, and he robbed Drench and then took the ball to the touchline and then whipped it in from an acute angle to make it 2-0. And Guiseley with a mountain to climb here, not looking comfortable. Now the ball goes through from Bogle and almost finds Ryan Bezic as he made a good run clear between the back four, but Drench was out quickly. And then Drench, well, he kicked the ball into Bezic. I'm not sure it was a foul. The referee's the assistant there raised his flag immediately, but
my understanding is that the goalkeeper has to be allowed to clear it, but it had left his boot. I think it looked like a fair charge down to me, but
it was more akin of the sort of George Best incident, wasn't it, where it actually left the goalkeeper's boot, but if he clatters it straight into the player.
Now, what was the one with the chap who came off the pitch? Was it Dion Dublin on Shea Giffen all those years ago, where he hid behind him off the pitch? It wasn't one of those, anyway.
Or Gary Crosby nodding it out of Andy Dibble's hand. It's I'm showing my age there now. Solihull come down the right hand side a bit, caught offside, and it's going to be a goal kick. Guys, he's certainly not made the forceful start that you might have hoped as they look to get back in this game, trailing by 2-0. The opening day here of the campaign. A launch forward there by Steve Drench up towards the head of Burgess. Burgess helps it on into the area, goes Priestley looking for it, can't get on the end of it. It's launched clear and eventually knocked out into touch by Peter Till, and the Guiseley fans now begin to get behind the side. Laid back here to Maynell into Rothery squares it, goes all the way here to Rhea, and helped on by Eblay finds Rothery, but Rothery's dispossessed rather too easily. His clearance then finds Bogle, and Bogle is finally judged to have used too much muscle in the challenge, and Guiseley have a free kick just inside the Solihull Moors half on the left hand side, about level actually, about level with the edge of the centre circle I was going to say, but the referee says no, you're not taking it from there, take it back a bit. And Maynell, as he's trying it on a little bit, takes it back a yard or so, and eventually will get under the way after he's taken it back the full 5 yards that the referee wanted. Guys, have bodies forward now on the edge of the 18-yard box. Maynell whips it in towards the penalty spot. Nobody there, but Brooksby was ghosting in just behind, but blocked out quite comfortably. And Jasbir Singh collects without much threat. 49 minutes gone. And Guiseley trailing by 2-0. And a pretty disappointing opening game of the season. Till lays it back here to Nottingham. Under pressure is tackled from Eblay. Helped forward now to Priestley. Priestley lays it forward to Burgess. Burgess down this left-hand side. Goes to the touchline, but can't get past his man, but does show some threat, doesn't he, when he gets onto that ball, Nick?
Yeah, and we're looking at quite a different shape this half. I'm just trying to see where they're settling down. We've definitely now, to settle our first half argument, Colin, we've definitely got Ray and Potts as the midfield two now, and I'm not sure Jack Ray is really a right winger. He was out there trying to
Ball goes into the area just to cut across you there. Good ball into the area. Headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box as Guiseley attack once again. And now a counter-attack here. Solihull Moors with a great chance. 2 against 1 here at the moment. It's played into Bogle. Bogle's on the edge of the area with a chance to score a third. Just takes the ball past the left upright. Brilliant movement there from Solihull. It has to be said, Ryan Bezic did well when he got on the ball on the left-hand side. Picked out Bogle well. Bogle had the ball perhaps a little bit behind his feet. And in the end, did very poorly, really. He should have done better than that. And Guiseley should have been 3 down.
Big let off there, but this is the risk, isn't it? As the game goes on, if Guiseley are pushing forward, trying to get back into the game, they're going to leave chances open at the back for Solihull. And if Solihull want to go for a third, then they might just find themselves in a few more positions like that.
It's a goal kick here for Steve Drench to take, or Stephen Drench, as we were having the discussion earlier on.
Yeah, just to finish the previous point, we've got Jack Rea definitely not on the right of midfield in this half.
Chance here for guys as they come forward here. Rothery plays the ball out wide here to Priestley. Priestley's in the area, gets the ball just across the edge of the 6-yard box. It's gone all the way back to Jasbir Singh without much threat in the end, but just for a moment it did look like guys who were going to break down the Solihull Moors.
Better than
defence.
nothing, isn't it? Better than nothing, but still to test Singh in the goal.
Clearance goes all the way back. So you were saying, Nick, about this formation finally?
Well, we're just trying to see how we're going to finish this point if it kills me. We're just trying to see how they're lining up here. It looks like Wayne Brooksby's gone wide right, which is more where we're used to seeing him play rather than out and out up front. And that leaves us Michael Potts and Jack Rea in the centre of midfield. Adam Priestley's gone out further to the left than he was in the first half, and Gavin Rothery seems to be playing behind Burgess and Priestley at the moment. So it's a little bit flatter in midfield. We've definitely got 2 people playing slightly deeper, where we had Jake Scott on his own in the first half.
Solihull have a throw just inside the Guiseley half. It's played back here to Elvins, the captain. Rob Elvins gets a raking ball cross field, cut out, played up here towards Priestley. Priestley now tries to share his pace against Nottingham, but Nottingham's got tremendous pace. Priestley does well, wins the ball back for a moment. Nottingham then tries to shadow it out. There's a real battle going on between those two. Nottingham this time sort of semi-wins it there.
And Michael Nottingham's the big guy that they speak about in the cliche, good touch for a big guy, quick for a big guy. I mean, he looks like a really imposing player, but he can shift.
A lot of pace down those flanks. Solihull certainly look like a good side to me. I think they're going to cause teams trouble this season. And they're certainly once again coming forward here. Bogle's just got himself onside. He's got Eblay behind him. Eblay chases behind him, but Bogle goes into the area. He steps to the ground. What's the referee given? He's given a penalty, but I can't believe that, to be honest. I think Bogle's gone right across the legs of Eblay and then gone to ground rather too easily for me. Now what happens to Eblay here? Because he was the last man possibly. The referee not bringing out a card at the moment, but standing with Eblay by his side whilst the Solihull Moors players protest about what's happened. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. There's discussions going on with the captain Rob Elvins and Eblay. I don't think I've seen any card whatsoever drawn against him.
No, the referee's not called him over. It was a very strange one because Eblay beat him for pace. He came from behind, he came right around him, and then the strikers just folded like a cheap card table. Well,
this is very controversial, but it's a penalty. Bogle steps up to take the penalty with his left foot. 3-0 to Solihull. And Solihull Moors, well, they are taking all 3 points here. A penalty by Omar Bogle on 54 minutes. Well, that's probably put this game to bed now in the Moors' favour, but a very controversial penalty it was indeed.
Yeah, it looked very soft. I think the only reason he's not been carded is because Drench was right there on the spot with them, and there's every likelihood that Drench would have smothered it. There was nowhere for the striker to go, although he was very central in the box, on the 6-yard line. It's a strange one. No, I think you would expect to see a card, but all I can think is the referees thought that the keeper's right on top of the situation, and so it wasn't a definite goal-scoring opportunity.
No, it's a very strange one, like you say. Normally you'd expect one or the other. It's either a penalty and a card usually, or it's not a penalty in that scenario. It's gone forward anyway. Guiseley at least have the 11 men on the pitch. Eblay not being sent off, but a penalty rather weakly awarded in Solihull's favour, and now Guiseley completely on the back foot, 3-0 down at home on their opening day of the season. This is the stuff that, nightmares are made of, I think, as opening days go. Guiseley have a lot of work to do. They've earned a free kick though. The ball quickly taken here to Burgess. Burgess gets the ball into the area into Gavin Rothery. He can't take it down though at that pace. Comes up here to Bogle. Solihull Moors now look to counter-attack again. Cut out well here by Jack Rea, but it comes straight back into red shirts who are coming over the halfway line. Up here towards Holdsworth. He can't win that one. It's won by Goff. Goff takes the free kick. It's gone out surely, but Goff has somehow kept it in. And a firm tackle by Rothery on Goff, and the referee has given a free kick in Solihull Moors' favour. The problem here is that, well, the Guiseley team could feel a little bit aggrieved with one or two little decisions, and they lose their heads a little bit. Free kick here to Solihull. It goes in here from Goff, headed back coolly by Maynell to Drench.
I think Solihull are coming out looking like they're willing to play now. I mean, we've seen a couple of goals come on the break while they've been defending really, really well, and now they almost look as though they've got the game, and they're gonna play a little bit further out, and they maybe have a look for a fourth or a fifth, adding insult to injury, which is not the position we thought we'd find ourselves in this stage, 55 minutes into the new season.
Some good movement there from Guiseley. Just for a moment, a nice little bit of interplay, and then James Burgess, who did this last weekend, I thought, against Farsley an awful lot, finds himself in an offside position when he gets the ball. He was flagged offside, just not holding that line well enough.
Yeah, and this is going to be the question with one or two of these lads who are stepping up from a little bit lower down. Not have they got the heart, not do they want to play, but have they got the nous against slightly more organised defences, against slightly quicker and stronger defenders? Have they got the wherewithal to get themselves into those positions that they would have found more easily in the Evo Stick League or in the Northern Counties East?
Well, long clearance forward, headed away by Eblay, but down as far as Potts, he knocks it out. Guiseley once again under pressure from Moors. Solihull Moors 3-0 up here on the opening day, and we've still got a long way of this game to go, at least half an hour for Guiseley perhaps to pull off one of the more unlikely comebacks. But,
well, we had wind, didn't we, on the was it the Droylsden?
Yeah.
Where we came back from 3-0 down. We had rain that day as well, so maybe if the heavens open and we bring James. Oh,
I know it's experimental, but let's not go there. Guiseley are going to have a goal kick here. I'm going to try and get a cup of tea for a moment. So
yeah, apologies to anyone who's been hearing me drinking coffee for the first 15 minutes. Anybody listening who knows me knows that I'm rarely without one anyway, but. It's freezing cold out here today, and we needed a bit of something warm, didn't we, at half-time, Colin?
It's really not first day of the season weather, but good ball now here to Rothery. Finds Burgess on the right-hand side. He's just beaten to it well by Stuart Pierpoint. Pierpoint knocks it out into touch. Guiseley have a throw in a more promising position. This on the right-hand side, about level with the penalty spot is the throw. Holdsworth steps forward. You go through a array of different potential takers before Holdsworth is the one who settles on it. The ball whipped into the area and then given away by Guiseley, and the counter-attack could start again, but it's overhit from Solihull and goes out for a throw-in inside the Guiseley half.
Well, what we can say in this lull between Solihull goals is that cricketers seem to have gone in for their tea, so it would be about time to go to the bar. And trying to spot other things on the horizon that might be more interesting than let's do a cricket commentary actually. Let's find some pigeons or a crane.
To a pigeon score. Now Guiseley under pressure once again. Eblay's just pulled down there on the edge of the 18-yard box. In fairness, the 3 goals, I mean, as well as Solihull have done, one of the things that's kind of a bit of a positive is that Guiseley can only get better with the defending on those 3 goals.
Well, Solihull haven't dominated. You wouldn't say they've come against the run of play either, but the guys who certainly haven't been under the cosh. They've just been soft goals.
Long ball forward now from Drench into the Solihull half. Brooksby, with his back to goal, has to take it back to the halfway line where Holdsworth is waiting to get a pass from him. He plays it out wide here to Burgess. Burgess is taken down heavily by Goff, and the referee's going to bring out the first card of the game. And it's to the left back, Jordan Goff, who scored such a good goal to give Solihull the lead. And he's going to pick up the first yellow of the game. And it gives Guiseley an opportunity here as well. This free kick is just a few yards in from the touchline, about 6 yards in from the touchline, on the right-hand side, up from the edge of the penalty area. And they've got plenty of bodies forward. There's Burgess, there's Eblay, there's Denny Ellis, all looking in here with Priestley to get on the end of it. It's Mainel who distributes, gets it onto the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away, and I think that will be a corner. It was in towards the head of Rothery, but Rothery didn't get to it. But good piece of danger.
Third free kick we've seen from that area.
Corner goes in once again, headed down here. Burgess gets the ball. It's Eblay, in fact, plays it out. Looked like there was a tug at his shirt. Picked up now here by Brooksby, and then headed behind again for a corner. Guiseley finally putting on some pressure in this game. Need to get something out of this. We have to wait for a new ball here for a moment.
Yeah, sorry, Colin. I was just going to say it's the third free kick we've seen curled in from that side of the box, and it's the first time they've made something from it. 2 corners, need a goal now.
Corner comes in once again, up towards the edge of the area where Eblay takes an acrobatic swipe at it, and then eventually cleared by Bogle from Danny Ellis, who was actually waiting to have a swipe at it as well from the edge of the area. Bogle's gone down with some sort of twisted ankle.
Jasper Singh was all at sea there, came for it, came nowhere near it.
Well, if Guiseley were to get a goal, at this stage with half an hour to go, there would be the potential for something to come back. Bogle looks like he's twisted his ankle actually when he went down, but seems to be okay. He's going to have to go off anyway. No, he's not. He doesn't have to go off according to the referee. Just have to do some stretches. Anyway, the ball taken from the throw-in on the left-hand side, played in towards Burgess, but it's cleared out into touch. Takes a touch off Burgess and goes behind for a Solihull Moors throw-in.
I suppose the next question is going to be what the manager's going to do next to switch this up. I know who the fans are going to want to see. They're going to want to see Zach Dale come on, or in a nothing to lose situation. Always looks lively, always looks willing to get forward and run at defenders. Craig Hobson's the other one on the bench. Kyle Harrison is the other outfield player on the bench, but he's a defender. Not that that would necessarily be a bad thing to change at this point.
Guys now have the ball inside the Solihull half. It's hipped up to the halfway line. Just a little bit more possession and time on the ball than they had for other spells in this match. Jack Rea now goes down the right hand side, plays it short into Burgess. Burgess's touch just not able to take him past the 3 men around him. Good tackle though from Danny Ellis as Solihull tried to counter-attack. And then a long aimless ball forward goes out into touch. And it is very cold here, surprisingly. I think it's got a real feel this afternoon of an October game. It's windy, it's overcast. We're just waiting for the rain. It's not a great opening day feel, and it's not a great opening day start for Guiseley, but rather he picks up the ball now with 20 yards from goal, plays it out wide here to Priestley down by the touchline, looks for options, has to go back, plays it into Mainel might get the cross in, he does eventually, up towards Burgess, headed away by Nottingham, then up in here towards Gavin Rothery as the ball bounces high in the penalty area. Eventually Guiseley earn and force the corner, and now this is about the 4th corner in this second half, taken short. In here to Mainel whips it in up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but nobody was there to get on the end of it, and it goes behind harmlessly, and it'll be a Solihull Moors throw-in on the opposite side.
I'm sorry to keep going on about him, but that right back, Nottingham, is so tall, and you see the benefit of it there when the ball's in the box is you've got an extra guy who is taller than any Guiseley player who's in there. Very, very difficult to win those high balls in the box. For the likes of Burgess and Priestley against players who are significantly taller and stronger.
Ball knocked forward there by Holdsworth. Up towards Ellis. Ellis gets a good header on it. Flicked on by Potts. But once again, Moors come forward. This time, Goff gets a little touch. Good tackle there from Andy Holdsworth. Referee, though, goes straight away. Says he's shown his studs and he's going to have a word with Holdsworth. And Referee's just cooling things down. Bogle's, to be fair, I think he stepped across and just said, no, it's all right.
Yeah, I don't think there was a huge amount in that. He is one of these referees who will he whistles in proportion to how cross he is, and it sounded like a yellow card whistle, that one, but it was an extreme letting off.
To be fair to Bogle, he didn't ask for any more than that. Nonetheless, guys, you have to defend a free kick. Once again, Ryan Bezic stands over it. It's about 6 yards in from the left-hand side. Halfway through the pitch, up in towards the edge of the penalty area. Picked up on the edge of the area. Good stride from Peter Till on the 18-yard box. From the edge of the 18-yard box, well held by Steve Drench. Drench immediately tries to force the counter-attack. A long ball forward, but it comes straight back. Scrappy from Guiseley. Launched forward one way, launched back the other. Drench has to try and sprint to keep it into play, but it's gone behind for a goal kick. It's not the most fluid of moments in the match that we've seen.
No, it's got a little bit scrappy now. Guys look a little bit bereft of confidence and of ideas. You've got to think that with the game 3-0 down and it's looking nothing like getting back into this, it wouldn't be a bad time to try out a Zach Dale or give Craig Hobson his competitive debut.
So another substitution, this time for the visitors. Reece Fleet makes way and Junior English comes on, who's another player who's caused us much problems in the past. I think
he relates to Johnny English.
He'll be a good addition to their side. There's a few players that have come in during pre-season. Certainly Solihull Moors look like a strong outfit this year.
Yeah, and of course what we've not done is we've not talked about this from the point of view of Solihull Moors, and they cannot have been expecting to come here, be 3-0 up at Guiseley with so few scares at the back. Sings hardly had anything to do during the game. And they must be absolutely delighted and probably, I would say, quite surprised at how easy this has been. There's a very heavy challenge there.
Yeah, Mainel just goes in on the left-hand side there on Peter Till, takes his legs away from him. Referee goes straight to his pocket, and I think that'll be Guys' first yellow card of the afternoon for Reece Mainel.
Well, that was definitely a yellow card whistle there.
He took the ball away from him, did Peter Till, and then Mainel had continued with the challenge a couple of seconds late. Probably looked worse than it really was, to be fair.
He's caught him in the air, so he's landed heavily.
And Guys now have to defend this free kick. It's just a couple of yards in from the touchline, and it's going to be, well, it's about halfway, midway in the Guiseley half on the right hand side, so there are plenty of men to aim for Solihull as they look to get their fourth in this game. And the ball is whipped in up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Nobody gets on the end of it. It goes behind and out for a goal kick. Of course, Guiseley lost their opening game, didn't they, in the first campaign in the Conference North?
Nuneaton. There was a dodgy pink kit on display that day as well. It was the whole of the Nuneaton team rather than just the Guiseley keeper.
And testing your knowledge here.
Careful.
What was their following game, which they then won?
Oh, I don't know.
Away at Gainsborough.
Was it?
Yes, there we go.
So
if that is history repeating itself, if we are to lose this game, which let's face it is fairly likely, I think, at this position,
I don't think it would be that likely an opportunity for a commentator's curse to say at this point Solihull are going to win this game.
If I was a betting man, I think I'd have put money on
Yes, I think Blue Square would have closed the book on this by now.
There's just a little bit of aggro in the Guiseley half, a clearance that fell between Burgess and Jay Denny. The two of them went in for the ball. Free kick was given to the home side, the visitors, and Burgess having to have a word with the referee.
And what you can say is that the blessing in disguise here is there's only been 338 people here to witness this. Hopefully it won't have put off too many people who are thinking about coming along to watch Guiseley this season. This isn't what it's normally like, and we can only assume there's a lot of people away on holiday enjoying the sunshine that's presumably elsewhere apart from here.
Disappointing attendance, has to be said, compared to what we're used to getting. The ball goes forward, up to over the halfway line. Up goes Potts. He can't win it from the head of Bezic. Bezic plays it down on the right-hand side. Bogle goes chasing it.
And it's got all the feel of a lazy
it's gone behind for a goal
August
kick.
match. But It's actually the first game of the league season.
Another substitute, and it's going to be the man Craig Hobson, who we thought would start this afternoon. He's warming up, and it's going to be Wayne Brooksby who goes off. And Brooksby makes way to give Hobson his full debut.
So we see James Burgess straight away coming over to the right, so Hobson will be the centre of the three strikers by the looks of it, the furthest forward. And he'll be hoping to win some knockdowns, get his head on a few balls, add something that guys he haven't had.
Well, it looks
so
like
far in the game.
4-3-3, doesn't it? Best
it
part
does.
Now.
It does. But with Gavin Rothery further forward than either Raya or Potts.
Won by Raya. Potts lays it back to Holdsworth. Par for the course, really. Holdsworth just heads it out this afternoon. And Solihull have their throw down the left-hand side. Goff launches it, plays it square into the feet of Bezic. Bezic into Nottingham, flicked on, tackled well there by Eblay. Launched forward now, taken down by Elvins. Back to the goalkeeper, Singh. Singh chased down by Hobson, full of running, not with his strike partner that he picked up with such a successful relationship with Marsh. Phil Marsh, of course, not in the starting 16 or so. Probably find out the reasons for that in post-match interviews later on. But he was certainly running around. I don't know if he's got a niggle or it's been just a decision not to play him this afternoon.
Not seen anything on Twitter about it, which seems to be the most reliable way to find out whether our players are fit or just not picked at the moment.
Holdsworth plays it forward up towards the head of Burgess, but he doesn't get on the end of it. Solihull Moors have the ball now just on the halfway line, taken down here by Till. Played back towards Nottingham. A good run from Maynell, who tries to win the possession. Flicked on, headed away by Eblay. Again, a good header from Eblay. He's had a good game, I think, despite being the man who gave away the penalty. Jack Rea just helps it on. Burgess just can't get the ball under his feet. He's got players around him. He does well though, gets a bit of control, lays it out to Rothery. Goes looking for the return ball, goes down to the touchline, does Burgess, gets it across the 6-yard box. Beaten to it by Stuart Pierpoint. Knocks the ball behind for a goal, another corner kick. The Guiseley have got to make some of these chances pay now. They've got to make a chance really out of one of these corners.
They need something to salvage some pride from this game, I think, at this stage.
Holdsworth steps across with the corner, whips the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's flicked on by Hobson and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
And it's exactly what they're looking for. Hobson was on the end of the ball, giving them something different in the box, but might be too late for him to have any real impact on the outcome of the game.
To be honest, there's been a few high balls into the area and the players just haven't been in the places to receive them. For once, Hobson was a man in the right place. And not surprisingly, there is a big applause from the visiting fans for their departing substitute, Omar Bogle. He's going to be replaced by Aaron Wint, who I believe was playing his football at Hinckley United last season.
Okay.
And was one of their highly rated players, if I'm correct. I haven't done my research that well, but
yeah, you have done your research.
Guiseley get back underway with the ball on the halfway line now. Rea on the ball has the ball dispossessed, but anyway, the referee stopped it. Eblay's gone down with a knock to the head. Referee quite rightly stopping it immediately. And it's been a very tough afternoon here at Nethermoor. But you're listening to an experimental broadcast. We weren't expecting to do this.
That's why my research doesn't extend any further than finding out Solihull is not the sunny part of Hull. It's actually nowhere near Hull. It's apparently somewhere in the Midlands. It's a little Greek joke for anybody who fancies a bit of classics.
Don't let Nick put you off. Do tune in again. It is a experimental broadcast this afternoon. And,
while we're doing it, let's bring the cricket update. They've just come back out on the field. Looks like the team in white are going to be bowling, and the team in white are going to be batting. So they've changed around at half time in that game as well.
You're a cricket philistine, Nick. I'll have to take you to task over the beauties of...
Actually, there is one team playing in cream and one in white, much like England versus Australia. For those eagle-eyed people, England are the only test team who actually play in white as some sort of new thing that they think is important for the cricket game.
I think we'll stop your ramblings right now.
Oh.
Do let us know if it's working, if there is any feedback you can give us this afternoon, other than keep Nick quiet.
Well, if the listener numbers are anything to go by, I want to put it on the course of the game. We're losing listeners as we go along, Colin. I think it's because of the game, but if it's because of my ramblings, then don't worry. We'll dig Matt Rogerson out of whatever cubby hole he's hiding in and give him an iPhone hands-free kit to commentate on next time.
It's, in the meantime, Iblay's off. Guys, you're down to 10 for a moment. Iblay's just having to be seen to. I think it's a new shirt because he must have got a wee cut. And he's back on. He's got tissue stuffed up his nose, so it must have been a knock to the nose that has taken him out of the game for a few moments. But guys, he's back to their full complement 11. They've got the ball under a bit of pressure here from Solihull in their own half. Good cool work there from Burgess. Earns a throw in inside their own half. Guiseley beaten to it very easily though once again by Darryl Knights, cheaply giving the ball away. Knights gets the ball into the area, looking for one of the substitutes to get on the end of it. Junior English and Vint both looking to perhaps capitalise on that particular move. And then the ball goes forward here by Burgess, but it's rather woeful passing, and it goes all the way back to Singh.
Jamil Iba is playing in lucky number 13 shirt here, which doesn't normally feature actually. We normally don't have a number 13 on our bench. It's good to know they bought all of the numbers in sequence.
It's a good point, isn't it? Singh's just added to the quality of the game. He's just launched the ball back out into touch.
There you go, it's gone onto the cricket pitch. Can we talk about the cricket again?
76 minutes gone. Guiseley 0, Solihull Moors 3. That's not what we wanted to hear. Jordan Guff with a good run in the first half. Great goal, terribly defended. Worst defending followed for Guiseley when Steve Drench was robbed by Omar Bogle whilst dawdling on the ball inside his own half in a penalty area. Bogle then slotted the ball into the empty net and then secured a third with a penalty on 54 after he was perhaps unconvincingly came down in the area, but Solihull have deserved it, no question about it. Guiseley have not been the side that we would hope they would be. Ball into the area here. Vint goes down towards the touchline, goes to ground with a big shout for a penalty claim under pressure from Iblay, but nothing given this time from the referee. And then it goes behind for a corner after Maynell gets a touch to take it over the goal line.
With the third goal, if we take a step back, the ball that went through on the floor, and there was the foot race between Iblay and their striker, whose name I've forgotten. That ball should never have gone through, so it was a soft penalty. It was a strange penalty to see given, but that ball should never have been threaded through so easily. It should have been cut out. So I don't think they've got too much to complain about, Guiseley.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Guiseley have not had a good afternoon, and they're going to have to defend a corner now in the last 12 minutes of this game as Solihull look to further the pressure. The ball whipped in. Almost goes into the back post. Iblay just watches it. Goes behind for a goal kick. And Guiseley now need to do something spectacular in the last 10 minutes if they're going to get anything out of it. Kyle Harrison, Zach Day, 2 options on the bench. 2 remaining options.
Well, everybody in the ground is going to want to see Zach Dale. He's a popular young player. He's out. Yeah, he's down there warming up on the far side right now, and new yellow bibs this season, not the high vis, but a canary yellow.
Ball goes out. We have to give a shout out to our sponsor today, Rob Jennings. Sponsor, I think it's celebration for his birthday, isn't it?
Yeah, he and his family were sat in the sponsors' lounge earlier. Sounded like they were having a very good time. Probably been damped a little bit by the game since then, but certainly they were having a good time until kick-off.
Danny Ellis gets the ball inside his own half.
There's a handball.
Lays it back to Steve Drench. There's not a lot of structured play going on at the moment, which is why we're kind of drifting off topic, but the ball goes forward now to find Gavin Rothery. It finds Maynell, but Rothery's taken a knock, and it's a free kick to Guiseley. We've
actually got 2 topics we've not looked at yet today. We've got the new Skrill signs up around the ground. I don't know if anybody heard the Twitter controversy that apparently took place with Skrill delivering signs that said "Welcome to Guiseley" spelt wrong. So they've been down and replaced. They were correct by the time we got into the ground
Credit
today.
to them, yeah. Signs were sorted out, so we have correct spelling of the club name.
Yeah.
Change just happened there for Solihull. Peter Till has been replaced by Matthew Burley. Till's had a good game. I think he's been a real threat for them. Guiseley have a free kick though. It's just a few yards inside the half, and it's rather shanked by Maynell. Par for the course. This is a day to forget for the Lions, and Guiseley now have to defend once more. This time with Daryl Knight. Plays it forward, cut out well by Ellis. Ellis lays it across here to Maynell. Maynell tries to play it up towards Hobson. No shape at all to Guiseley's play. And as Solihull poke it forward, Maynell, Ellis and Holdsworth combine. Hobson is bundled over by Ryan Bezic. So another set piece opportunity for Guiseley, trailing by 3-0 here.
And of course, the other thing we haven't talked about yet is the new kit, which makes its debut today. We had a mock-up of what it might look like, but I think it's quite smart. I think it looks very similar to the one we had in the season we won the Evo stick, the Unibond Premier as it was then. If you ignore the fact that we're playing like a Glue League team at the moment, I wonder if that's maybe that'd be a nice little omen to have a kit that looks just like the team's kit when we last won the division. And maybe this could be our year. It's going to have to be a lot different to today.
Well, it's certainly not proven to be our day. Zach Dale's going to come on. He's going to replace Adam Priestley. And you can see that you can probably hear that the home fans are pleased to see him. Burgess goes forward, and Zach Dale seems to be coming out here onto the right-hand side.
I think they wouldn't have minded seeing him a little bit earlier. We've got a couple of disgruntled fans in front coming around to tell us that there's only 5 minutes left, and maybe Zach Dale hasn't got much chance to show much in that time. But it's always good to see a young player get on, get a bit of game time, and he does seem to be developing fast as a player. He looks like an exciting prospect. He looks like he's got a bit more, when we've seen him in pre-season, a bit more physicality about his game. He's not quite so easy to see off the ball as he was.
Zach Dale immediately tries to make an impact there, just chases down the back four, as you can hear, before Guiseley concede a free kick.
Sorry, Colin. I was going to say he's never going to be Craig Hobson in his physicality, but it's important for a player like Zach to learn some of these tricks. That's going to see him stay on the ball a bit more, not be knocked off the ball quite so easily, as is always going to be the challenge for a smaller, quicker winger, to make sure he's not a lightweight, but he can really make himself part of the game. And here's the rain. The
rain is coming down.
All we need is James Walshaw
to give us the depressing picture for the game. Guiseley trailing by 3-0. They have a free kick though. Steve Drench takes it, launches it into the area. It's battered away. Guiseley immediately have to defend against the counter-attack. Picked up this time by Michael Potts. Potts helps it forward. It comes straight back though. Danny Ellis has to once again put in one of these last-ditch challenges just to keep it away from the substitute wind. And Solihull recover possession with a throw just inside their own half in front of the Guiseley dugout. Guiseley now have to try and tidy things up. Danny Ellis now lays it back to Drench. And of course, we talked about match sponsorship. One of the benefits of the match sponsor is they get to choose the man of the match. It's going to be a hard task, I think, this afternoon, because obviously a Guiseley man of the match, that is. Obviously, there aren't many players that have shone this afternoon.
That's going to be a tricky one, that. I don't know who you would give it to. Michael Potts has looked tidy enough in midfield, I suppose. Danny Ellis doesn't often put a foot wrong, but it's obviously a new defensive partnership with him and Eblay at the back.
So a throw in for the visitors inside the Guiseley half. Starts the ball going once again with Bezic. Cut out. Rothery plays it up here towards Potts. Potts under great pressure. Gets the ball out to Holdsworth. Still inside their own half though, Guiseley. Can't move the ball forward. Finally Zach Dale gets a touch. Takes it past the goal scorer Goff, then plays it into the area. Decent ball. Finds Burgess after being intercepted for a moment there. Burgess does well. Zach Dale just shows that little spark of creativity when he comes on that was lacking for a while. And now Solihull Moors have the ball back inside their own half onto the edge of the centre circle. Played it out left here. Zach Dale chasing down getting ahead of Daryl Knight's. Decent introduction to the game for Zach Dale. But,
he really adds something, doesn't he, when he comes on? The energy and the willingness to have a bit of a run and knock a ball through.
Guiseley under pressure once again as Burley tries to go past his man, but the ball goes all the way back to Drench, who launches it forward, and Burgess and Pierpoint having a bit of a tussle. Pierpoint wins the header, Guiseley win the throw. Holdsworth just inside his own half on the right hand side, he's got options ahead of him, takes it short into Jack Rea, tackled up here to Wint plays it forward. Eblay lets it go all the way back to Drench. And we head into the dying embers of this game with Guiseley trailing. 5 minutes to go, 3-0 down. And no sign whatsoever, really, I think, of a goal at the moment.
No, I think Solihull are happy to play this out now. And Guiseley, to be honest, have never looked like scoring.
Zach Dale gets the ball inside the Solihull half, just a few yards in. He's got players around him, tries to play it through Daryl Knights, but Knights cuts out the pass. And then the ball goes out here to Potts. Potts plays it out to Holdsworth, still all in and around the halfway line. Eventually, Guiseley come forward, and Jack Rea overhits a pass, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
And that's exactly the problem that Zach Dale faces there, off the ball. Junior English just bullying him off the ball. It doesn't need to be a high elbow because Junior English is quite a tall lad. And you might have heard some of the fans there asking the referee what he was going to do, but instead Zach's made a run that has been blocked. And the challenge is going to be for him to get into those spaces, get around some of those big guys. He's just going to have to be a bit cleverer than some of these big lumbering defenders that he comes up against.
Now the ball restarts and Knights launches it forward. Scrappy again all the way through to Drench. Guiseley restart. Drench launches it upwards towards Hobson. Very one-directional, really. Instead of some of the balls that were coming out last season, you'd see left or right players peeling off to the left or right to try and start a counter-attack. It's straight down the middle and all the way back to Singh, which is not the sort of distribution we're used to seeing. Up towards Eblay. Good header from the centre half. Plays it up to the halfway line. Zach Dale gets a little nudge in the back, but does well, goes past his man. Good tackle though from Pierpoint. Zach Dale does well to win it and then gets a good foot in on it. Eventually, Solihull clear it, but the biggest applause of the day so far went on for the endeavour there from Dale, really.
Yeah, and that time he got the shove in the back, managed to roll his man, get the other side of him, and in the end he had to be challenged quite heavily to stop his progress.
Solihull have a throw in though. It's halfway through the Guiseley half, and they've got the chance to come down this left-hand side. Holdsworth defends it well, launches it up towards Hobson. Hobson clearly being backed into, but nothing given by the referee. Holdsworth does well, gets a header down and then plays it into Rea. Rea tries to play it forward. Zach Dale picks it just inside his own half on the right-hand side. This time the distribution not good enough, and it goes behind for a throw-in. Picked up now by Solihull inside their own half. And eventually Pierpoint, forced into a first error of the match, knocks it behind.
Frustration really starting to show among some of the guys, these senior players here, Danny Ellis and Andy Holdsworth. You can see how much it hurts them to be in such a terrible position as this. They're just not used to it in a Guiseley shirt.
Ellis helps it up to Holdsworth. Holdsworth flicks it on nicely to Burgess. Burgess into the area. Tries to spin on the ball, but actually just loses the ball with his spin. And now the counter-attack's on. It's in here with Wint. Wint comes down, the substitute, with Eblay to beat. He's got a man up with him, but Wint just keeps on running from the edge of the area, takes a shot from distance. Comfortable for Drench. Well held up there by Eblay, to be fair. He cut out his options, but
Danny Ellis was 2-on-1. They just knocked it past him, around him, and it left Jamil exposed a bit at the back there, and he did well to slow things down and give everyone a chance to catch up.
Guys, he's just desperate to get a goal, I think, in these dying stages. Just something to sort of cling to. 3-0 down here. By my reckoning, 30 seconds left of normal time, plus whatever is to be added. Probably only a couple of minutes, I'd have thought, 3 minutes. And it's going to be an opening day defeat for the Lions. Solihull take the throw inside their own half, launch it forward, flicked away, up towards the halfway line where Eblay loses it under the pressure from Vint. Vint plays it in here to English. English through on goal, but just takes a heavy touch and knocks it ahead of him.
Too easy. Went straight through them.
Drench was there just to collect the ball. English is furious with himself. We're going to have 4 more minutes. And there's a groan around the ground, a collective groan that's having to put up with another 4 minutes of it this afternoon.
The referee's in no mood to put us out of our misery.
It's not been the opening day that we would have hoped for, but surely it's one of those we can just put to bed and forget and move on. Ball goes forward haplessly again and into the clutches of the goalkeeper. It'll be a goal kick at the other end of the pitch by my reckoning.
But his watch goes off to let us know that 45 minutes has been reached.
We have 3.5 of additional of what is a very disappointing opening day. Guiseley 3-0 down. 3 defensively disappointing goals, I'm sure. Good finish though, a good run from Jordan Gough in the first half after only 3 minutes. Gave the visitors the lead. Omar Bogle robbed Steve Drench when Drench had the ball at his feet, and then Bogle just tapped the ball into an empty net, and then a penalty in 54 minutes. Guiseley come forward now with a free kick given against them, an offside against Hobson after a long ball forward from Drench inside his own half. High looked for the head of Hobson and was taken away from him.
Guiseley fans such as there are here, leaving in their droves now, you can understand it. There's a break in the worst of the rain. And I don't think people are in a mood to hang around and watch the final few moments of this.
Singh inside his own half with a free kick. Solihull still looking for a fourth. Headed on by Ellis. Hobson tries to get into it. He complains that he's got a free kick due to him. Referee agrees on the halfway line. Guiseley have a free kick. Holdsworth takes it quickly. Eblay lays it left to Maynell. Maynell pokes it forward up towards Hobson. Hobson tries to go through the challenge with Elvins, but nothing given. It goes all the way back to the goalkeeper.
So what positives do you think there are here today then, Colin? He says with no positivity in his
voice.
Thanks
for that question, Nick. I mean, there are not many, are there? I have to say, I thought Maynell's done all right. Left back. I think Eblay, I think he's been pretty sound. Oh, as I slips over as soon as I say that. In between as a centre-half partnership with Ellis. I don't think that's been where the fault for me has lain. But I think midfield, we just haven't had any. The ball just hasn't stuck between any of the players. The ball has. That we're resorting to long ball, so it's so difficult to pick out any positives. It's
looked like a team of new players. This is probably the first time this 11 has played, or certainly the 11 that's finishing. It's probably the first time that 11 have played together, and I guess if we're being optimistic, we could say hopefully a bit of time to gel, a bit of time to get used to whichever formation he's going to use to get the best out of the players he's signed, and a little bit of time for some of these who've come from a division or two lower down to adjust to life in the Conference North. Maybe we'll see some improvements in the coming weeks. Certainly he's got a big squad, he's got lots of options, he's got lots of players he's brought in and liked the look of to choose from. He's just got to work out how to get them playing together now.
Dale pokes the ball forward inside his own half. It goes up towards Burgess, but just too far for Burgess to get onto and into the hands of the goalkeeper. A lot of decisions will be probably looked at, a lot of things will be thought about over this game. Cleared now by Singh. Up here towards Maynell. And goes past them to Wint. Wint lays it back to Burley. The substitutes are combining well inside the Guiseley half. Burley lays it back here to Denny. Denny into Nottingham. And then the flick on, cut out and played forward. And the referee finally decides enough is enough. And I think it's enough for all of us. It's finished very disappointingly. 2 first half goals. Jordan Gough running through and blasting home after only 3 minutes. He started his run in his own half. Didn't get the tackle that he was expecting. Found his way into the penalty area. Had no option but to blast the ball and fired it past Steve Drench. Omar Bogle robbed Drench at his feet. in just 2 minutes before the break, and then just into the second half, Bogle earned himself a penalty under a challenge of Ebley, and I say challenge rather dubiously, but nonetheless the referee gave the penalty, took no sanction against Ebley. Oh, Bogle didn't need any other invitation, blasted it home, and it finished here, Guiseley 0, Solihull Moors 3.
I suppose we should take the opportunity while we're here. We're just to emphasise the point. This was just an experiment. This was to try this out and see if we could bring you a commentary online. And if anybody out there is interested in helping us bring you something more professional than holding a dictaphone and a hands-free kit from an iPhone plugged into an old laptop. If anyone's interested in helping us out, it will get better, and I don't just mean the commentary. It's going to get better on the pitch. It certainly can't be any worse. And if anyone's out there who's interested in a new sponsorship opportunity, we're looking for people to take an interest in our live commentary. We also opportunities to look at our post-match interviews, which get hundreds of views in the area every single week, and also our monthly podcast, which we're going to be doing a round table of in the next couple of weeks as well. If you're interested in any of those, to have your name on there and well heard in the local community, then feel free to get in touch with our new commercial manager. It's Katie Brooksbank. katie.brooksbank@guiseleyafc.co.uk. That's Katie, Katie .brooksbank@guiseleyafc.co.uk, and we would love to have you on board, whether you're a new sponsor, whether you are one of our existing partners who just wants to get involved in a new project. We want to get some proper equipment. We can bring you as many games as we possibly can, hopefully all home and away games in the future if Colin's petrol budget is up to it. So do get in touch if you're interested in any of those.
That's great. Well, I think with that we'll sign off with this experimental broadcast then, shall we? So let us know what you thought, and hopefully we will be able to do this again on Tuesday, maybe.
Indeed, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe.
Cheers now.